I will never look at food the same way again. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Sausage Party. That is a title I never thought I'd say out loud. This is a film which was 10 years in the making from Seth Rogen. He and a bunch of really funny comedians. They voiced this animated feature which feels like a Pixar movie and a Disney movie a lot of time. Part of that is thanks to the music of Alan Menken. He, if you do not know, he did a lot of the music for the original kind of Renaissance era Disney films like Little Mermaid, Aladdin, stuff of that nature. He also most recently did the music for Gallivant, the ABC musical show. If you ever watched those 2 seasons, I really like that show. Check it out if you're interested. But they got him to do this movie, and so it has that kind of Disney Pixar feel to it, and the music is just fantastic throughout the course of this whole thing. It has echoes to a bunch of other films, which just characters are kind of mimicked after. It just works really cool. The animation also looks very good. It looks very, again, Pixar, Disney-esque. Seth Rogen has basically said that's what they're going for in interviews, is that they wanted this to look and feel like a Pixar movie, but just be R-rated and have terrible things happen. The general premise of this film is that we see into the lives of food. Yes, food. They start out in a grocery store. Everyone's just all excited because if they get chosen by the gods, which are humans, to go into the great beyond, which is outside the store, they think that's like, oh, we've been blessed and picked and we're gonna live in paradise for the rest of our days. Not quite. So we have Seth Rogen as the main sausage guy. He is our main character, main star. He does very good. All the voice actors do a really good job in this movie. We have Kristen Wiig as the bun, which he is attracted to, main and female romance. She also does a very good job, holds her own as a character. Michael Cera is this kind of smaller sausage, and he has his own adventure, and so there's 2 dueling stories which are going on at the same time throughout this film. I thought it worked actually really well compared to other films which have tried to do this, and it just didn't really balance out nicely. This one did it really well, I thought. And part of that is the fact that this film is funny. It's just laugh out loud, hysterical. The whole theater was laughing about probably a third of this film because it's just so damn hilarious a lot of times. Part of that is its use of stereotypes in regards to religious stereotypes, racial stereotypes, other stereotypes, which I'm not going to get into. And so if you are easily offended by jokes of that nature, probably not going to like this film, and you'll probably get very offended in the first 5 minutes. If you go into it with an open mind, just not take it seriously, know what this film is, you will laugh your ass off because it is just hysterical. And I loved it so much because of that. And it wasn't afraid to just take risks and just make these jokes, and it just worked really well. Another thing which actually surprised me about this film is that it actually touches on real world issues. For instance, it basically uses the idea of this outside door paradise, this great beyond, as this religious version of like heaven or some sort of paradise in religions. And so they play on that a lot. It's like, oh, what if I don't believe in the great beyond? I think it's all just made up stories, blah blah. Well, I think that I feel it, and I think I believe it in my heart. There's just this duality thing which just comes up in conflicts a lot of times throughout the film, and I actually really like that because it just plays on religion. There's also like real world issues like occupying land between 2 differing religions groups, and just different cultures not getting along for whatever reasons. And it's just all these things which are based in real world conflicts, which I really enjoyed seeing because like, oh hey, this film is actually smart when it wants to be. And if you are actually informed about stuff that's doing, you can actually get a lot out of it because I think it speaks to a lot of really cool stuff. Especially the end where it's like an idea of, oh hey, what if we all unify and just like don't let barriers define us anymore? What happens to the world? And you'll see what happens to the world. The ending, like the last 2 minutes of the movie, also very interesting because it sets up something of a potential sequel. I have no idea if Seth Rogen has planned to do a sequel for this film. It took him 10 years to do this one, but that was mainly just trying to find someone to distribute it. If this film was a success, which I'm pretty damn sure it's going to be, since it was a packed theater at 9:30 at night. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this film will get a sequel in 2 to 3 years, and it will be fantastic. So the only issue that I had with this film is that the trailer for it is a little bit misleading, and in that I might have missed a trailer where it kind of showed more of what this film is going to be more about. But in the trailer, it made it seem like, oh hey, they get taken out of the grocery store, they're in this home, they discover the horrors of what happens to food, and they have to try to escape the home, and it's kind of like an R-rated, funny horror film of sorts. And it wasn't really that. They don't actually spend that much time in the actual house, and so it's not really a matter of trying to escape it without being eaten. It's just this whole other story, and so that kind of surprised me when it spent a lot of time in the grocery store as opposed to just like in the home and doing things like that. So that just kind of threw me for a loop, and I wasn't really sure what to think of it. I enjoyed it ultimately. That's just something which kind of caught me off guard and threw me off for the first couple of minutes of the film. But guys, Sausage Party is easily the best film of August so far. It is probably in my top 10 of the summer so far, and it is just hysterical. It is funny. I had a blast watching this film, and I'm probably going to see it again on Saturday. Yeah, and it's great. So check this thing out if you are interested. Again, if you're very easily offended, you're probably not going to like it, but just know that we're going into it. But guys, those are just my thoughts of Sausage Party. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, fair comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. As always, people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.